Hi, this is AJ. Welcome to episode 107 of Here's What I Watched. In this episode, I want to talk about the Jon Bernthal and Christopher Abbott movie Sweet Virginia, which was directed by Jamie M. Dagg. I really like this movie. I definitely recommend it. It's a neo-noir thriller film. It's a bit slower paced and more psychological than your typical neo-noir thriller film, but it still works very well for me as a movie, and I definitely recommend it. The movie takes place in a small town somewhere in Alaska, but a lot of the events take place at a motel in that town that's named Sweet Virginia, which is where the movie gets its title from. The movie opens with the brutal murder of 3 men at a local bar, and it turns out that the killer is renting a room at that motel. And the killer strikes up, maybe not a friendship, but he forms some sort of connection with the owner of the motel, which makes things a bit complicated and a bit messy because those murders set off a whole chain of other terrible events in the town. There is a certain amount of action in the movie, but it's not action-packed. Not every scene is someone getting their head blown off. There are a lot of quieter moments that focus more on the characters and their conversations, and it really takes its time building up the tension in between the moments of action. And the movie does take its time with this stuff, but never to the point where I felt like I was having my time wasted or anything. Every single scene held my interest and had me wanting to see what would happen next. Sweet Virginia is a well-written movie, but it's not loaded with plot twists. Yeah, there are a couple of things you could call twists, but it leans much more into how atmospheric it is and how emotionally complex it is, and spends much more time focusing on the consequences of violence than it does on the violence itself. Sweet Virginia is not a perfect film, and there's nothing especially groundbreaking here, and I really doubt it's on anyone's top 10 list of best neo-noir thrillers ever made, but it's still a very good movie. I would absolutely recommend it, especially to fans of the genre who are looking for something a little quieter.